CNN Student News is launching its last week of 2014. Thanks for taking 10 minutes for commercial-free current events. First up this December 15th, an election in Japan. Its economy isn't doing well. We told you it fell into a recession this year, which means instead of growing, it's shrinking. But Japanese voters still seem to have faith in President Shinzo Abe to turn that around. Even though an election wasn't required until 2016, Japan's leader has the authority to hold snap elections earlier. And Sunday's vote looks like it gave Abe's political party even more seats in Japan's parliament. President Abe's reforms have been controversial. He's increased government spending intended to help stimulate the economy, but he's also increased sales taxes, which has hurt small businesses and their customers.
So what does this mean? It means that the Prime Minister will have 4 more years to institute his plan of economic reforms known as Abenomics, flooding the market with cash, encouraging corporations to create more jobs, and increasing government spending. All of this in an attempt to revive the Japanese economy after nearly 2 decades of stagnation. So far, the policy's been a mixed bag. There was a very unpopular sales tax increase earlier this year that helped push Japan into a surprise recession. The yen is at a 7-year low, and in this country that relies on imports, when the yen is weak, a lot of things at the grocery store are much more expensive. So it's really hurting Japanese consumers and small and mid-sized businesses. And many voters are expressing apathy. It's one reason that the voter turnout in this snap election was so low. But the Prime Minister says this is a mandate from the Japanese people to stay the course and keep pushing ahead with Abenomics. And hopefully, he says, give the Japanese people the economic revival that he promised when he was first elected 2 years ago and apparently now re-elected for another 4 years.
Democrats and Republicans in Congress have decided how the U.S. government will spend money through next summer. 5 things to know about the newest spending bill. 1, it's not law yet. The House passed the bill on Thursday. The Senate passed it on Saturday. The president's expected to sign it into law very soon. 2, it's a compromise. It eases some government rules for businesses. Many Democrats didn't like that. It doesn't slow down President Obama's executive action on immigration. Many Republicans wanted that. 3, it's big, $1.1 trillion big, 1,603 pages big. The money will fund most of the federal government's operations through next September. 4, what's in it? In addition to funding Social Security, interest on the national debt, and foreign aid, $5 billion will go toward fighting ISIS terrorists in Iraq and Syria. $2.7 billion will go toward fighting the Ebola virus. 5, it makes some changes. Your lunch is one of them. Schools won't have to provide as many whole grains in their meals, and they won't have to reduce salt any more than they already have. Hear that? It's the roll calling. Let's answer and see who's watching. Framingham High School is in Massachusetts. It's the home of the Flyers, and they're aloft over Framingham. In Ohio, the birthplace of aviation, we've got the Tigers watching today at the Toledo Islamic Academy. That's in Sylvania. And in the Palmetto State, that's South Carolina, that's where you'll find the town of Bluffton and the Mustangs galloping through Bluffton Middle School. In California, forecasters are calling for rain this week, the steady kind, the kind that can help with the state's historic drought. What hit late last week was more destructive. Too much rain in too little time flooded parts of the state. A river of moist air brought the massive storm east from Hawaii. It stretched over 3 states. It caused trees to fall, which killed 2 people in Oregon. And it brought this, a tornado, a rare sight in Los Angeles. The National Weather Service said it was an EF0, a relatively weak twister with winds between 65 and 85 miles per hour. It was just one part of this storm.
2 inches of rain in just 3 hours. Pelting Southern California.
He's in.
In the heart of the city, a swift water rescue on the Los Angeles River.
Here we go. They're going to pull her in.
From the rising and rapidly moving current, first responders pulled 2 people clinging to trees to safety, including this woman. Other parts of the Los Angeles area left ravaged by recent wildfires, also getting doused with more water than the baked, scarred land could handle. Crews began working to clean up the mud and debris enveloping these homes and blocking some streets, even as the rain was still falling. In Camarillo Springs, an area that was charred by wildfire in 2013, the downpour was far more punishing. sending mud and tons of rocks cascading down on these homes.
They have a lot of rock to move here. It's almost like a quarry. It's just amazing to look at.
The damage so intense, officials deemed 10 homes uninhabitable. But remarkably, no reports of injuries.
Time for the shout out. Health experts recommend that teenagers should get at least how many hours of sleep every night? Wake up. Is it 5, 6, 7.5, or 9 hours? You've got 3 seconds. Go. To function their best, experts say teenagers need at least 9 hours of sleep every night. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
But you don't. A number of surveys have found that a relatively small percentage of teenagers, between 13 and 15%, are getting 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Most get less. That's not good for your grades, your athletic performance, how you look and feel. So what's keeping all of us up at night? Dahani Jones helps us see the light.
Since their introduction, electric lights have helped us live, work, and play in what used to be the dark. But is all this light a good thing? Or is it actually causing us to lose sleep and to be less productive? What if to be more productive, we should actually turn off the lights? Before gas lamps and electric lights, people used to work according to the sunlight. When the sun was up, people would toil away, but when the sun set, the workday was pretty much done. Enter the light bulb. Before we knew it, lights were hanging from the factory ceilings, and we could work around the clock. You would think this would mean we could get more work done. But new studies have shown that artificial light actually disrupts something called the circadian cycle, meaning we've been getting less sleep. So I talked to a sleep doctor to find out why. Here we are with Dr. Bazil from New York Presbyterian Hospital, Columbia University. Doc, what's preventing us from getting enough sleep?
I think phones are the biggest problem that's new. Your work is right there, your email is right there, people can text you night and day. Another thing is, phones and computers emit light, predominantly blue light, and we think that light can also interfere with your ability to sleep.
And what are some of the things that happen if you don't get enough sleep?
The obvious things that people see are they're drowsy. You're not paying attention as well, you're not able to perform as well. But there's also a lot of information that you need sleep to consolidate memory, to learn things, including motor things. When you talk about sports and doing complex motor activities.
So New Yorkers, there's lights everywhere, so people are up all the time. So we're gonna go to Bryant Park and test some people. This is a focus test, sleep test. So you ready for these tests? So what would be some of the best tests to utilize?
All right, some things that might be affected is your concentration. We do that with what's called serial sevens.
In increments of sevens.
Just have people count backwards from 100 by 7.
100, 93.
86, 79.
72, 65, 58.
51.
Okay.
40.
44, 37, 30.
23, 16.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, 9.
Oh my God, I'm so slow.
You could also have sort of a facial recognition test.
So who's this?
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, exactly. Who's that?
Oh, Julia Roberts.
Next.
Angelina Jolie.
Friends.
Jennifer Aniston.
Nice. So how much sleep did you get last night?
Like an hour.
7 hours.
4 hours.
8.
7, maybe 5, 6 hours.
You know what? Dr. Bazil was right. The people that got less sleep had more trouble with our focus tests. So what does this mean? If you want to stay on top of your game, get some shut-eye.
Before we go, an answer to Elvis's great mystery. What does the fox say? This one says, "Give me those bubbles." It's a fennec fox, the smallest species of fox. It's native to North Africa, though this one lives at a zoo in Tucson, Arizona. And he's pretty serious about going after globules. We can't tell whether he really loves them or really hates them, but one thing is clear. The fox and these bubbles will not share a den. Every time they float on by, he'll outfox them. The bantam beast's bumbling, bubble-breaking battle is bubbling and brimming with charm. He catches air to catch some air, and while I'm sorry to burst your bubble, CNN Student News has come full circle. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. We'll be back right sphere.